Motorcycle Expo. How's everybody feeling out there?
Woo!
Me too. Thank you, all three of you. So my name is Dumptruck, and we are with Rider Justice and Mr. Scott O'Sullivan of the O'Sullivan Law Firm, and this is another amazing episode of Chasing the Rides. Scott, take it away, baby.
So we're lucky today. We've got two great guests, and we've got a historian here and a legend, and then the driving force now behind one of the great rallies in Colorado. And so if you guys could introduce yourselves, it's for the people that don't know who you are, and then we'll just get rolling.
My name is Michael Lichter, and I'm a photographer that's focused on the motorcycle world, motorcycles and motorcycle culture for the last 45 years.
And I'm Ken Conte. I work with Four Corners Motorcycle Rally. I've been in the motorcycle industry for about 20 years, doing marketing, sponsorship, and sales.
So we're all new.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I love having both of y'all here. We all know each other real well. I've been blessed to be the MC, one of the MCs for Four Corners Motorcycle Rallies for almost 10 years, and then you and I have been friends. Whoa, first time we met was probably like 2009 or 10, I think, and we still like each other.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
love.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he just got bigger. Well, Scott likes to start everything off with the polarizing questions and get us all going.
So, the one thing that we're all here for is community, but it's also motorcycles. That's it. So when did you first start riding? Where did you start riding? That kind of origin story, how did that begin for you guys? Michael or Ken?
I didn't grow up riding, although I rode any friend's bike that would let me ride a bike. And then it wasn't until 1976 a friend let me get on his 1947 Knucklehead Chopper with a long 20 over Springer front end, and that was it. I was sold. And that changed my history.
Nice. How about you, Ken?
Yeah, I have this quintessential story about.
This better be good.
It doesn't seem real. So I was with a bunch of my friends, and a friend of a friend was riding from Maryland all the way to Colorado. And he came out, he was riding a 1980 Softail. So that was I believe the year that was kick and electric start last year, first year of the Evo, somewhere in there. Anyways, he rolled in, just oil pouring out of this thing. I was like, this guy is a god. And I went up to him. I was probably 18 years old. I just moved to Colorado. And I was like, dude, I want a Harley someday. And he was like, cool. He walked outside. I was like, what's going on here? Walks back in, hand greasy as hell, grabs my forearm, and is like, oh, you'll have a Harley someday. And that was it. I was like, oh, I'm done.
He marked you.
Yeah, pretty much. It was really weird. I feel like I almost got jumped in or something.
Well, let's face it, we're all really weird. It's just...
And I love, as you're telling that story, it's the second time it's happened today. You're telling a story and you got goosebumps.
Oh, totally,
yeah.
I do.
I just love it.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. Every time.
Mr. Lichter, the fact that you started really riding motorcycles on a Knucklehead Chopper like that is absolutely unfair and insane. Who cares how I started riding now? I mean, that's what a unique way to be introduced into it. I mean, pre-World War II motorcycle, chopped. Do you know who the builder was? Do you know any of the information on that bike?
I don't know who the builder was. It was a friend's bike, and it was very light and very fast.
That's so cool. So what ended up being your first motorcycle?
A year later, I got my 1971 Shovelhead from Frisco Choppers and rode it back to Colorado.
Well, that's rad. I absolutely love that. Just get cooler and cooler every time I ask you a question. That's what we want, right?
No, that's not what we're looking for.
All right, so when it comes to the Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, how long have you been involved with the rally, and what is your involvement with it?
Yeah, so I've been involved with it. I guess this is technically my 4th year. And I do mostly sponsorship sales. So I help people like Rider Justice come in. I also work on strategy and kind of big picture stuff. So when I came in, there were places where I saw that there were opportunities, and I felt like my job after being in the industry for 20 years to go, hey, we've got opportunities here, so let's see what we can do. And some of them worked well. Some of them didn't work great. But that's the thing that I love about Trevor and Chip is they're willing to take the swing, and they keep doing it over and over again, and they keep wanting to get that rally better and better every year.
What have you seen, how have you seen the big picture change in 4 years?
So I think one of the things is it was really kind of a 2-day rally there, where it was really just Friday and Saturday. And I think this last year, it really became evident that it's really a 4-day rally now. And so we put things into place, like we've got a giveaway that we do on Sunday night, must be present to win. I've never seen a motorcycle giveaway go like that before in my life.
Electric.
I don't know if you have. Goosebumps again. Yeah, because it was wild. And
the bike
never
went to a
seen
local guy, which is something you really always do want to see. The local people want to see that one of their people bought it. Yeah, or
100%. Yeah, and then he walks up on stage with one of our sponsors' hats on, a Coors hat. He's got a Coors in his hand. I couldn't have even scripted it like
Mr.
that.
Colorado, could you please take the stage?
It was insane, yeah.
You and your banquet beer costume.
It was amazing, yeah. So that's kind of that.
That's really cool. So you've lived in Colorado for how long?
53 years.
So you've seen the beginning of that rally, and you've seen where it is now. How do you think it has added to the Colorado motorcycle culture?
It's a very different rally now than it was when we first started going down to Ignacio.
What was it like?
Well, a lot of it happened. There wasn't very much in Durango, so it was out at the casino out there, and it was also a riding rally. It's just very different now. There's so much more that's offered, and it's still a riding rally. One of the best parts is I get to ride from Boulder down to Durango and do the $1 Million Highway. And I sell it on that to people from out of state. You got to come and ride to this rally. I think that's one of the best selling points of it.
Totally agree. And I think it seems like the momentum just keeps getting more and more and more. We actually just got voted in as the 2025 motorcycle event of the year by Cycle Source magazine, which was a huge, we didn't try. We weren't out there promoting it. I think we made one social media post.
That's 100% a peer vote. That is their subscribers that are voting on that. That is not the staff. That is not a sponsorship thing. That's the community talking about that. That's huge.
Yeah, it was a big deal. So we feel like we're really moving in the right direction, and we see a lot of potential there.
One of the things that you said that you don't really promote it. But one of the things that I think is helping make this a great rally is Chip and Trevor are out there. I see them all around the country, and they're really exploring, trying to see what works at other places and what to bring back, and promoting the rally and getting the people to come from further away.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think they're so open to new ideas, and seeing what works, but also not necessarily following trends and going, let's see what happens here. This makes sense. And so, I'm really excited to see where it goes. And they're also they don't want exponential growth. They want steady, reasonable growth that can be sustained.
Yeah, because, we all know them very well. Trevor and the Birds and that entire organization are working at making this work with the community, not 100%. Overwhelming it, which is part of the reason why there was a break in when it was happening, because the community stopped supporting it because it got a little wild from what I understand. Oops. But and it still gets wild, but it's manageable, right? And I think y'all give everyone enough activities to keep us preoccupied, because idle hands is a good way to make the community not really want you to be around a whole lot.
I think bringing the racing into it was a really great thing. I encourage other events to do the same. I think having that flat track, it's also got that old school feel to it.
Yeah,
it's like
the
an
best,
old rodeo ground, and it just feels right.
And we pack the house every time we have flat track. That is, if you don't buy a ticket, you ain't going.
Yeah, and this year, Rider Justice, presented by Rider Justice, a flat track this year. So I'm really excited. I think last year we had 100 racers at just a regional flat track event, which is crazy to have that many racers. So yeah, it's really exciting to see where it's going.
And they're in it, and they're ripping, and they want to win, right? I mean, it is awesome.
Oh, it is not just a show, that's for sure. They want to win.
It just also happens to be a show. They forget people are watching. Everybody except Kenny. Kenny knows everyone's watching. That big fluorescent boy is hilarious. It's one of those things too, where on the production side of things, when you're behind the curtain, seeing how the rally and like Heather and her team and Megan and her team, they run the operations and marketing of Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, specifically for the race, and you just see them not be stressed. There's over 90 riders out there. That is a lot of idiots.
It's amazing.
To try. I mean, it's herding cats with water hose. Like, it's really not easy. And
feral cats.
Feral, yeah. But I mean, they set a precedent, so they set an expectation, and all the riders were on board for it. And I mean, I've been doing that rally for a long time. I've never had a better motorcycle rally experience. And when you're working it, yeah, it's fun, but it's work. But this last one was just, I mean, I had Jen Wade, like I had a great partner as an MC. We had great events. It was populated really well. We had Ride and Destroy with their stunt show right against the main road. Like, there was a vibe everywhere you went. And it's turned into something that, yeah, it's a riding rally, but when you're done for the day and you roll in between lunch and dinner, you have lots to do. It's not just, all right, we're going to go pick our nose and go to dinner and go to a bar. It's like, oh, we might do those things too, but there's lots of other stuff that's being prepared for you to go experience.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we've got a ton of great local partners as well, which I think helps. I think one of the hidden gems about Durango is the hot springs. Like, what's better than going for a motorcycle ride and then going and getting in the hot springs? Like, that's epic. And then the train there, the Silverton Durango train, amazing partner. But also, if you've never done the narrow gauge train ride, it is so worth it. Like, it's like a fairy tale when you're riding up through there.
It's just cool, man.
Yeah.
People should add 2 days onto the trip. Go earlier and do 2 days on up to Silverton.
Agreed.
So Michael, I got a question for you. So first, thank you so much for participating here and putting up your display. I hope people understand how lucky they are to see your art up and your photography up. What keeps you now still inspired? Like, how you've been doing this a long time now. You're in the game a long time. How do you stay inspired?
Easy, Scott. Easy.
No, I'm not trying to retire him.
My oldest photo that I was hanging, I have older photos, but the oldest one hanging today is from 1979. And my work is split between the lifestyle and culture as well as the bikes. And so I get inspired by the people around me. So if I'm at an event, for example, when I feel the energy building somewhere, it's almost like a sixth sense, You feel it and attracted towards it. And also light, when the light's right, that's inspiring. Then, last week I was shooting bikes in Italy. On Monday I was in a shop. I did 8 shops, 8 days, 8 hotels, plus an event for a few days. And every shop, they're wonderful stories in every country. Last month I was in Japan, and it's so different in the cultures. So you get turned on by just seeing new things, different ways of people living, different ways of people working. In Italy, it would be unusual to be in a bike shop that doesn't close at noon for 2 hours to go to lunch. And you'll see.
That just sounds so good.
And
Totally.
and there's definitely wine is part of it. They don't think of the bottle or two of wine at lunch as drinking. That's just lunch.
I'm doing it wrong.
So to me,
We're all doing it wrong.
And these builders, there's a bunch of builders from Italy that I did and Japan. The quality of their work and attention to detail. You go into a shop, you don't see parts. You'll see metal. You'll see metal rod and all sorts of steel sitting around, and a guy sitting cross-legged on the floor welding. And they only have room for that one bike in there. You can't fit a second bike. Some of the shops are so small. And the stuff they turn out is so amazing. It really is inspiring.
Yeah, especially with like I haven't been to Japan yet. I've been a massive fan of what they do and like how they operate in the custom culture, literally from the floor up with raw materials and creativity. And it's just the level of details, they're flawless. Like I never would have thought to fabricate things the way that I see as they come out of Japan because it's a completely different culture and I love being able to celebrate all the different cultures within our world.
You know, I used to do an exhibition every year for 22 years, and each one was a different theme. But one of those years was called, I think I called it Otherworld Choppers or something like that. But to be in that show of approximately 30 builders, for that 1 year, you couldn't be born in the United States. And so the idea was very much like the British invasion of music in the 60s. You know, we exported Billie Holiday, we exported Elvis Presley, people like that. And what came back? We got the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. And I see this very similar. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a possible show this summer to have all Japanese bikes, all Japanese builders in the show. And this is not to put down anybody here. This is just to show people other ways of looking at the same thing. We exported something, they glommed onto it, they love American culture, and it's coming back changed. And we could be inspired by that.
I want to go back to a point that you made and just kind of glanced over. It's like just because you are uplifting and showcasing the Japanese motorcycle culture, you can do that without it being a dig on someone else's version of motorcycles. It's celebration. We're going to celebrate you next. And then at this other event, you're going to get celebrated there. So there's plenty of room. We've got lots of time.
I'm going to quote you on that. I like that word, celebration, because that's what it's about. Celebrate what you see and appreciate it and just take it all in. Be open to it.
Yeah, and see how it inspires you. See what that whole experience does. I'm very influenced right now with my FXR build on the Japanese side of things, and have actually been convinced to finally go with a full chopper FXR and having the proper people doing the work to it. And my painter's like, we really should look at how the Japanese are doing it. I was like, what are you thinking? And everything she sends me, I'm like, yeah, this is the way. There's just a simplicity to it. And it is like, I mean, inspiring is a word, but it's almost just like mind-blowing to me because I've been in fabricating rooms. I watch people do all the things that I don't know how to do, but like, yeah, I understand the process. I look at some of the stuff they build, I'm like, I don't understand how this happened. Like, and I don't think I want you to teach me either, but holy crap, that's amazing.
There's one more thing that I'd like to add to this. Sometimes you see these bikes, in Italy in particular, they're pretty perfect, maybe as influenced by Italian car design or something. In Japan, there's also a other side to the whole bike culture, and that's that wabi-sabi.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that with Shinya Kimura, for example, in his work, where things aren't perfect on purpose. And here's a case where I'll see bikes like that, and that will inspire my photography. You know, it's like, wow, that's incredible. Why does it have to be perfect? Why do I have to? No, the horizon doesn't need to be straight. This doesn't need to be just right. And sometimes you let things be as is.
And that's a metaphor that just straight transfers over to, like, you as a person. You don't have to fit in and be just like this person and ride the same bike that they ride. Like, we talked about this before. Figure out what you like and find your way and make it yours. Like, these motorcycles are an extension of ourselves most of the time. And, like, there's room for you and how you are. There's even room for me. Like, and it's one of my favorite parts of it. Like, get to experience it that way. And, like, Four Corners is also really good about showcasing a lot of different parts of the American V-twin culture.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that's true with a lot of the bike shows that we have there. One of the things that I love about like the Japanese bikes that you were talking about is how simplistic they are, but how detailed it is. Like, it's not like typically, right? They're not over the top, but they are over the top. It's this crazy combination that's super inspiring.
Yeah, my brain kind of fries out just like looking at it going, what? I was like, I don't know, but I want one. It's really rad. I love it. So we've talked about Four Corners being a riding rally, and those are the best rallies in the country, in my opinion. It's what makes Sturgis Motorcycle Rally so great. It's what makes Laconia Bike Week so great, even if it is going to force you to wear a snorkel every single time you go to that event. Boy, that's some rain, bud. But then you got Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, and it's exactly where it sounds like. It's where the 4 states meet. If you've got 4 hours and you're at a motorcycle rally, you got 4 hours, you're already in a completely different biosphere, completely different geographic landscape, and you can do that every single day and then show up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and be entertained. But the riding part's the best. That's what makes it my favorite piece, because in my moments off, I'm out there. If I'm looking at my watch going, can I go on a ride today? Do I need to show up 2 days early so I can? Because I don't want to miss those roads, and I've been riding them for a decade. But they're that good.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to believe. I've ridden in a lot of places, not everywhere, but I've ridden a lot of the great rides. I was the test ride editor for Cycle Source magazine for about 10 years. So I got to go on a lot of great rides. It's really hard to put anything up against what there is there in terms of the diversity, as well as not even going on the same road twice and doing these crazy loops, out to Telluride and over to Cortez and down to Ignacio. I mean, there's just, it's really inspiring, and it's cool to see a lot of custom bikes down there, getting put through the paces. So I actually built a bike that Michael photographed years ago.
Bike.
I didn't build it. Let me clarify this. let me really clarify this. I was present for it being built. I did put my hands on it, but I did not build it. Ryan Boyd built it. And our shakedown run was to Durango. Right? That was what we went $1 million highway, and the funniest thing about it all, my bike built from the ground up, flawless. His brand new Buell, complete nightmare. Had to stop every, 100 miles to change the charging system. Was completely fried. It was pretty, but it was fun. It was an adventure, and that's what I love about motorcycles and riding with other people. I like riding alone, but riding with a buddy is, you have those stories forever.
You really do. And you've been on a lot of different, long ride events or just experiences. And the oopses are typically what makes the trip. Whenever someone pops a chain, belt, tire, they got to pull over the side of the road, how does that change what you're trying to capture? Does that really make the story, or is it whatever, it happens all the time?
Those are the memories, right? I mean, really, when the weather goes south, that's what you'll be talking about in 10 or 20 years, right? And
that's exactly right.
Yeah, I have a photo one time.
Yeah, we had a great ride, and it ended well. There's no story there.
Great story.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Fun times.
One image I have that I have a large print of, it's not hanging here, but I call it Storm Rider. And there was a ranch up in Sturgis, up in the hills, and they had a big concert there. I think it was called the Ben Shoe Ranch. And coming back, it started raining as hard as it ever rains in Sturgis, which can be really, really hard. And I was in a vehicle. I was in a truck. Couldn't see a thing. You're on a dirt road. So I pull over. But part of it is I'm also waiting. I'm thinking somebody's going to come through here. So I'm sitting there with the camera. Could hardly see because it's coming down so hard. And finally, a bike comes through it. And I got a photo that I still show. But what's funny about that is when I do display it, I often see couples that come in front of it. And the guy's saying, "That's us, remember? Remember that ride? That's us." So everybody has that, right?
Those moments are relationship building too. I figure out really quick.
Or not.
It's a great way to test the tensile strength of your relationship for sure. Is this going to be long term or just a good time? Let's go for 15,000 miles in the next couple of weeks and see what happens. But I love those moments. It's afterwards, it's hilarious. During it, it's the worst shit ever.
But you're in it. You're in the moment. You can't be thinking future or anything.
No.
You are there then, and that's all you could deal with.
Yeah, as you and your buddies are trying to get your motorcycles out of the woods where you escaped the hail, which you didn't escape from at all. You're really just trying to push each other over and find something to laugh about at that point. I love those moments. There's been some wild ones too. Sabine and I, my fiance, we pulled over to the side of the road one time when the lightning got too close. Finally, we were riding in the rain, whatever, no big deal. We get under a bridge, and we just go up in the wedge. We're just sitting there. It's windy. My bagger's just sitting there, 1,000-pound bike shaking. That's some wind. So we're just up there just laughing about it and having a left-handed cigarette, enjoying our day. And the next thing you know, boom, and lightning struck the bridge above where we were sitting. And we were both like, okay, I'm really glad we pulled over. I also don't want to sit here anymore. I don't know what to do next, but maybe we should slide down a little farther. It was nuts. What's one of the most wild things that you've had to experience?
Oh, man. I think it was actually on that ride. So we were actually coming over Red Mountain Pass. And at that point, like his electrical system was completely fried. So he had unplugged his headlight. So he had no lights at all. We start going up Red Mountain Pass. It's kind of almost sunset, and I'm like, we probably shouldn't do this because I've got like a tiny little headlight on my custom bike.
You got a cool guy headlight.
Yeah, of course, right? That goes out. So I've got no headlight.
Nobody's cool.
He's got no headlight. I've got a tail light. That's it. So I've got my headlamp, right? Which is not doing anything at all.
You're totally that guy at that moment.
100%. Because I'm like, okay, I don't even know where we're stopping. And so we actually end up pulling over because his bike, the battery just completely dies. We end up pulling over. We're sitting on the side of the road, and somebody actually pulls over. I'm like, oh, this is great, you know? So he jumps in their car. I'm like on their bumper the whole time. We end up going to the first place that we stop, right? The first, and it's like a hotel, motel actually, right on Red Mountain Pass. And we walk in. The guy's like, how can I help you? I'm like, well, his motorcycle broke down, but we're just hoping for a room for the night. He's like, well, why don't we go get it? And I'm like, well, we can just go do that tomorrow.
I love that.
And he's like, man, I'm a motorcycle mechanic. Let's go load it back up in the back of my truck. Like, let's go. I'm like, all right. So we start talking. Come to find out that him and I were actually, he was friends with my friends, and we were in maybe a gentleman's club together in Daytona like 3 years before that.
Being very gentle.
Of course, yeah. So, but I mean, those types of things that happen, you're like, okay, this like really is a community, you know? And it wouldn't have mattered if it was anybody on a motorcycle. He would have helped him out.
Yeah, one of my favorite like mishaps on the road that I tell pretty often. I was on my Sportster, I had an 89 Sportster, still have it. Cross country, I'm on my way back home. It's been a hell of a trip. I had somebody shove their side view mirror in my ribs, broke 4 of them at the beginning, like in the first week of a 6-month ride. And I'm going to work, just like you guys when we go to rallies. It's this rally, that rally, that rally, that rally, that rally, on this little tiny 4-speed Sportster. And then I'm like, okay, I finally healed up at this point. I'm ripping across West Texas. And I'm like, let's go. I'm so close to being to that West Coast where I could park this thing because my body hurts so bad. And then, pow, rear tire just goes. And I'm going like 80 or so. I feel like I saw my rear tire at some point, which I probably didn't. But kept it under control, side of the road. And I don't really like have temper issues, but I was very much about to kick the crap out of my motorcycle. I was so frustrated just with motorcycles in general. I've been literally knocked down, beat up, like put away wet. Like it's been absolutely just a journey. And I'm literally about to kick my motorcycle just so it just falls off the soft shoulder. And I see a butterfly, a damn butterfly in my peripheral. And I was like, what was that? And then I'm still, MFing my motorcycle. And it happens again. And then I look up, and I'm in the middle of the monarch butterfly migration. And so I just, stopped, and I went, all right, I don't know who you are. But universe, God, however you spell it, my bad. My bad. Thanks for giving this moment of beauty. And I just walked 15, 20 feet into the tall grass, sat there, got covered in monarch butterflies a couple of times over a 15, 20-minute period, and they just rolled on. And then we had more calamity 5 minutes later. Instantly after the butterflies left, West Texas lightning storm comes rolling right through. and I'm broken down the side of the road. There ain't no help coming. I got to take my tent off, set it up, tie it to the motorcycle because the wind was so bad. And they got these big shrubs there on the side of the road. I'm trying to hide behind them, digging in my bag for my Jameson. I'm sitting there going, I'm just going to get in my tent and just cry about it. and then that night, I finally get picked up. I have a photo of the bike on the back of the tow truck and lightning striking in the background.
Oh, wow.
And then I end up going to town, and I had two of my really good friends that and the closest shop was 250 miles away. It was like, I was nowhere. I was West Texas. And I ended up getting reconnected with two of my really good friends from Denver, Colorado, that went out in the oil industry out there. And we spent the next 2-3 days together waiting on the local dealership to get some tires I wanted to put on my bike. And it was just like, and we got to reconnect, and like we cooked together, and it kind of reignited our friendship. And you don't get those without the oh shit moments, you know?
For sure.
What's made you nervous over the years on a motorcycle?
Well, I was thinking of a lightning and rainstorm up in the Basalt area on this ride, and I was kind of slagging in the back, and cold, rain, sleet, lightning, and at a certain point I was like, just hit me. Just let me be done with this right now, because I am tired, right? And I am getting cranky, right? And I'll never forget it. And I use those things, we all use them, as moments to then dwell, like pull from the well. When you're in the next thing, whatever the next thing is, you're like, it's not as bad as that thing I did before. And that's how, for me.
Yeah, once we're done crying about it, it becomes a badge of honor. You just went from, oh my God, this is terrible, to, bro, you don't ride? like that, like so fast.
Yeah.
I love it.
I rolled in like an hour behind my friends, and they're like, we thought you were dead. I was like, I kind of wanted to be dead.
It's like, I was actually ready. I was at peace with myself at that moment.
Yeah. So, as we wrap it up, we want to. Yeah, I loved your question.
Are we already almost done?
No,
This has been so much fun,
I
man.
know, it's been so much fun. I loved your last question you asked about, what advice for getting involved, how to do things. So why don't you lead off, re-ask that question again, because I don't really remember how you phrased it. It was great.
With our guests that we have here, there's a couple of different ways to look at it, right? So we've got the production behind the scenes side, and there's a lot of people that want to be involved in rallies, want to rock that radio and be a part of the whole event, don't know how to get started, don't know if they need to go to school first, or if they just need to start volunteering or what. What would you say to people if you want to be involved in something like Four Corners Motorcycle Rally? Where do you start?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great question, and I think it leads into how Michael and I actually met. So you got to take a chance. You got to go, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm really enthusiastic. So Michael was one of my first clients ever when I had a PR and marketing firm. I had worked in a big corporate PR setting and had started my business kind of on the side. I'm doing motorcycles, side story, but so I think the thing is coming in with passion and saying, I'm willing to do whatever. I don't even need to get paid. I just want to learn. And I mean, that's what I've done with bike builders too, where I'm like, hey man, you're obviously really talented. I'm not. I don't want to be a bike builder, but man, can I just hang out? I promise I'm not going to bother you.
I won't touch anything.
I'll try not to break anything, but I certainly did. And so I think that's the thing is going in, doing stuff that feels uncomfortable, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations where it's I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go do it.
You just need a homie on speed dial. Everything will be fine.
That's right.
And for people out there that are creative and they want to focus that in the motorcycle world, there's some really talented people out there. Obviously, you're one of them. And then you've got, Liam, Chopper Chug. He is really coming to his own with his photography background. And if you got, say it's me, and I've got this camera and I've got an eye and I just want to be in it. What do you have to do?
I'm going to ditto what Ken said, because I think that's really the same advice. For me, I just always said yes. That is my motto. So people ask you, can you do something? Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to do something? Yes. And you figure it out. And take chances, like you were saying. Photography has become very tough in terms of as a career. But I think there's always room for talent. And so I think you just got to go for it. If you really love it and have passion for it, you just got You got to go for it.
And I absolutely agree. When I started the motorcycle industry, I didn't have an address for like 9 years of it because I knew that's what it would take for me to be able to be a full-time MC and live a biker lifestyle. Because I couldn't simply afford to do anything else. There's not enough regular work to let me go back home every weekend. So if I want this job, I got to go chase it every single week from February through November, and then catch some planes in the winter and make it happen still. And it's like, people are like, how did you get to where you are? I said yes a lot. I always say, use the word yes to live your life. Use the word no to protect yourself. And if you don't feel like you're in an unsafe moment, the answer is yes. Just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean you shouldn't give it a shot. Make an uncomfortable choice. Don't be afraid to learn from the experience. I mean, there's a lot of fruit there hanging.
My wife would probably say I don't know much of the difference between when to say no on the safety issue, though.
And that's where stories are born. So, Michael, tell everybody where they can find your art in Instagram or whatever websites, all the above.
Well, for one, my photographs are hanging in the Rider Justice booth right down the hall there. So I thank you for that, for inviting me.
Thank you.
And my work can be seen on my website, lichterphoto.com. Michael Lichter Photography on Instagram. I have postcards in the booth that has that information as well. And of course, Easy Riders magazine, but I also work with Cycle Source and magazines around the world.
And Ken?
Yeah, so I think first, I just want to say how much of a great friend Michael has been over the years to me. From somebody who had been in the industry for a long time, he really has helped me out. He's always been a great friend. But beyond that, the artistic inspiration, like, he is the only photographer that I know that some of his images are seared in my mind, like that I will remember forever. And so, and I'm a little biased. He took pictures of my babies, right? Like, I mean, when they were babies. So I'm a little biased. But so you can find Four Corners Motorcycle Rally at fourcornersmotorcyclerally.com. Yes, we'd love to shorten it, but we haven't. September 3rd through 6th. Down in Durango, Colorado, and all of our Instagram, Facebook, everything is also Four Corners Motorcycle Rally. We'd love to have you there.
Can you say it 10 times fast?
No, I can't.
I thought I was going to get him to try.
One of the things that is a fun announcement for us is the Rider Justice is now honored to be the exclusive motorcycle law firm for the Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, and we couldn't be prouder.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We're excited to have you there. You guys have always been huge supporters of us, and we really appreciate it. So thanks, Scott.
We're honored. Well, thank you, boys. This is a lot of fun, and take it away.
I shall. I hope you've been enjoying this so far, because we sure have. This has been another amazing episode of Chasing the Ride with Rider Justice at riderjustice.com.